It's me, Mario.
Well, hello there. I'm your omni-host, Mike, and I foresee fit to split myself into two pieces so I can make a podcast and make you enjoy it. And here is my other half, Mitchell. I decided to go Mr. Rogers with it, with a little more of a southern twist.
Our Discord's in the fucking description. Come join us. Yeah, that's in the description. Give us a like and follow us. But yeah, we are the Omni hosts. We're here to talk about Mario 64. What's been going on, Mike?
Not much. I did have something, and then I forgot it. So, that's not a great start.
Well, I
But,
do have an
I
idea.
did have a 40K game. Well, what was your idea?
Well, my idea was we were playing Mario 64 at my house the other day, getting ready for this show. And I thought to myself afterwards, you know how it's kind of like 2D Zelda and 2D Mario versus 3D Mario and 3D Zelda?
Mm-hmm.
Well, what if Mario 64 never happened and they continued to do 2D, but they took this same exact idea, and it was just basically the same game, but 2D, and you used the caps as abilities? Like how Shantae, like when you play Shantae,
Oh, yeah.
it could be like a combat fucking 2D game. And like in Shantae, you get these dances that give you special abilities. Well, you just do the same thing in the Mario one, but with the caps. Like the Inviso, the metal, and all his other fucking abilities too on top of it.
Yeah, add some more, spice it up.
You think that'd be a good game?
Well, it would eliminate, like, the main problem with Mario 64, at least in my opinion.
We will get to that. However, how was your 40K game? Sorry. I didn't think you were going to remember that fast.
It existed. I am a hotter, cold type of person, so, like, I'm either, like, super go ahead and do it, or I'm, like, really reserved. And, it, like, fucks me up a lot of times in video games, where I'll just be, like, too bloodthirsty, or too impatient, and just throw myself into shit. And, like...
Me and Elden Ring, in any Souls game.
Yeah. I have a tendency to play shit how I want to play it, instead of how it's supposed to be played, and how it's, like, better to be played.
Well, it's yours. So, I mean, it's your experience.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, with games, like, there's only so much fun you can have with it without winning. Like, you can go forever and not win and still have fun, I guess, but it would be a lot more fun if you won every once in a while.
Right. That's fair. So, I take it you got your ass kicked?
Yeah. I, like, had him, and then I, like, forgot about his other units, and they came out behind the walls and, like, killed me. I let one of my most important units die, like, too early.
I will, like, I have this thing where I always make sure, like, in video games, because I don't play tabletop like that, but, like, in tactic games, I always make sure my heavy hitters just go straight up the front, and then everybody swarms them to protect and heal them and heal themselves.
No.
It's like protecting...
The problem with my army is that it doesn't have very much anti-tank shit. It's got really good resilience, but it's slow, so it kind of, like, equals out.
Yeah, I feel that. Like, when we were doing Fire Emblem, it was basically protect the god. So, the god characters would go up, beat ass, and the others would swarm them and take out everything that was going to hurt them. And then I would just heal. And that's basically what I did. towards the end.
Yeah, there's not very many healers in 40K.
I didn't even know if there was at all.
Yeah, there's I have what are called plague surgeons, and they regenerate a bodyguard, and they can heal characters for 3 wounds.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, kinda.
On another subject, we're still playing Dragon Quest for the show. How you feel about it so far? Versus last time.
Good. Went too far, missed shit.
Oh,
yeah. I have to go back, so that's annoying.
Oh, yeah, you got fucking locked because you just went out of order completely.
Yeah.
That sucks. Alright, you ready? You ready to talk about Mario 64?
Absolutely.
Alright, sick. Super Mario 64 is a 1996 platform game developed and published by Nintendo for the Nintendo 64. It was released in Japan and North America in 1996, in PAL regions in 1997. It is the first Super Mario game to feature 3D gameplay, combining traditional Super Mario gameplay, visual style, and characters in a large open world. In the game, Bowser is the primary antagonist of the Super Mario franchise, invades Princess Peach's castle and hides the castle's resources. The castle's sources of protection, the Power Stars, in many worlds inside magical paintings, as Mario the player collects Power Stars to unlock enough of the castle to get to Bowser and rescue Princess Peach. And that's pretty much how that goes. Director Shigeru Miyamoto conceived a 3D Super Mario game during the production of Star Fox 1993. Development lasted nearly 3 years, about 1 year on design and 20 months on production, starting with designing the virtual camera system. Go ahead, Mike. Just let it all out.
The first failure.
Yeah, let's spend forever on the fucking virtual camera system that is just botched. The team continued.
We'll have a camera that won't be able to spin around the character in 360 degrees for some reason.
Yeah, and it goes off
of
that
took a lot of time to make.
Well, it goes off of angles, and it's basically the angle is like if you were to turn it 4 ways, it would basically be in it would be projecting in a diamond shape. You know what I mean? Angle, all connected. But I don't think many of you listeners, because this legendary game is so well loved, I don't think you guys are going to like what we have to say about it, some of it. Because it is...
Well, you.
Huh?
You're the hater.
I'm not the hater. We talked about this while we were playing it.
I just hate the camera, and I've always hated the camera. Well, there's other things that are kind of annoying, but they're more just annoying in certain parts, like that stupid fucking hill thing that we kept doing where it was oh, you hit the edge, so it makes you go boop, or you hit the top of the other ledge, so you just kind of fall.
Yeah, but it seemed like that happened in a lot more things. We've been playing this since we were kids, and we've beaten it, and all this shit. We beat it in 6 or 7 hours yesterday. Got the 70 stars, went in, kicked Bowser's ass at the end. We were done with it. But I definitely remember liking this game a lot more, and I still loved playing it, but I didn't remember having these kinds of problems. So that kind of sucks. But anyway, on to the development. The team continued with illustrating the 3D model characters at the time, a relatively unattempted task, and refining sprite movements. The sound effects were recorded by Yoji Inanaki, and the score was composed by Koji Kondo, the same dude that, he did the soundtrack for Ocarina of Time. So that's pretty
nice.
I did enjoy the music a lot. How about you?
Oh, yeah, it's a Mario game.
Okay, well, that's fair. They just reused a lot of tracks, I noticed.
Even the classic, Mario music is fucking still good.
Right, that's fair. Super Mario 64 was highly anticipated by video game journalists and audiences, boosted by advertising campaigns and showings at the 1996 E3 trade show. It received critical acclaim, with reviewers praising its ambition, visuals, level design, and gameplay, though some criticized its virtual camera system. It is the best-selling Nintendo 64 game, with nearly 12 million copies sold by 2015. That's a weird place to fucking stop.
Yeah.
Retrospectively, Super Mario 64 has been considered one of the greatest video games of all time. Numerous developers have cited it as an influence on 3D platform games, with its dynamic camera system and 360-degree analog control, establishing a new archetype for the genre, much as Super Mario Bros. Did for side-scrolling platformer games. I'm gonna stop it right there. All right, let's weigh the pros and cons here. I love the way it looks, but I've been playing Banjo-Kazooie randomly, and I feel like Rare made this game, not Nintendo. But I also feel like all good 64 platformers all just kind of look the same. You know what I mean?
Probably.
Like, I don't know. The whole time I felt like I was playing a Rare game, and I don't know why. Maybe it's because the creativity is in there. Like, Rare has a lot of creativity in their games. And, like, you just, like, feel that shit in this one, too.
Yeah, because you say Banjo is a Rare game. The only other game I think of whenever I think of Rare is 007.
Conquerors.
There's, like, no artistic line for me. Are you talking more like, I thought you were talking, like, art style of Mario 64 and Banjo-Kazooie? Because I do see a stylistic difference.
Do you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm more talking about, like, the creativity in it and the level design and, like, the weird shit they make you do, like Banjo does. Like, that's kind of how I felt. Because, like, you always got your normal start stars where you're like, oh, get to the top of the fortress. Go to the top of Battlefield Fortress on top of it and beat King Bomb. And you just throw him, like, 3 times. Yeah. Like, you have your basic ones. Then it's like, oh, there's this metal cap level that's basically hidden inside of this maze level. And, I don't know, roll the snowman's body down the hill. Just, like, really random shit. Because, like, all Rare games, Banjo-Tooie, Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day, which is just inherently just weird as fuck. Anyway, to begin with. Yeah, I don't know. They just felt, like, really close. What did you see a difference in?
That's just the art direction, to me, looks different. Things in Banjo-Kazooie are more like, whatever the opposite of angular would be. Like, rounded, I guess.
Yeah, it definitely has its angles, but it does seem a lot more regular. You can tell all the polygons and and rectangles and shit are all in Mario 64 a lot more than Banjo. Now that you say that, I get what you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, like, cause I'm thinking, like, particularly of, like, the ants' faces. I remember them being more rounded.
Right. Yeah. Music-wise, I dig it. I just feel like they used a lot of the same tracks over and over and over again. Or, like, almost the same with a tiny tweak in it. So
I kind of blank out in music, with video games. Like, it has to be, like, serviceable to me. And, like, once it hits that serviceability, it's usually just becomes background noise to me, or, like, fuel to help keep my focus. Less like a Kirby song or some shit. That shit will stick in my head, but
yeah,
you have to be...
Yeah, because Kirby music's always, like, kind of fast and has, like, all that, like, I don't know, that soaring twinkliness in the background. Like,
yeah,
that ding 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 ding, while the main track is like going wah, wah, wah. It's always like that, or it's like
like drives you forward while you bob your head.
You're right. Yeah, that definitely sticks in my head a lot more. That's why, like, halfway through, that's when I realized it. Like, halfway through when we were playing yesterday, I was like, let's listen to some tunes. So just listen to Black Label Society playing Mario 64 in 2025.
Yeah.
It's like all the old shit together.
See, I play a lot of games, like, I don't really even listen to the music anymore. every once in a while when I'm playing Kenshi is mostly like ambient noise. So like, it's like just dead quiet a lot of the times. And then my speakers will just kick on and be like,
Oh, that's crazy.
I'm like, oh god.
Yeah, I blank out to some music, but like you remember Valheim, how Valheim was like basically just some soft tavern music.
Yeah.
I like Don't Forget those songs because it's just, I don't know, I love fucking violins and shit like that. So like I always just hear the calming music. You're just out there fucking hacking trees away.
Yeah. Whenever I get into single-minded focus, I just don't really take in as much shit. I'm just out there chopping trees, dude. I don't really pay attention to shit. I'm trying not to get smashed by the trees.
Fucking just loving every second of it. Just chopping these fucking
Yeah.
trees. That shit was so much fun though. You chop down one tree, you could knock down like half a fucking forest.
Yeah.
It just falls.
I remember making those horrible fucking monstrosity things where I would cut one tree, and there would be one tree holding up like 5 trees.
Right.
I'd be like, look at this, and you're like, oh my gosh.
I remember we killed a couple times, like we killed each other chopping trees down.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Roll down the hill or some shit.
right, yeah. But let's talk about the controls. Let's talk about these lovely, lovely controls. After you said floaty, I couldn't not notice it. Like,
This is a little bit.
I don't know, man. It seems like you slide a lot, like a lot.
Yeah. And then there's like ice levels where it's like exaggerated to the nth degree.
Yeah, like you trying to grab that penguin before he ran up the hill.
Yeah, that was just like, that's a problem that a lot of these old 3D games have, and I'm not really equipped to articulate that properly. It's like, I don't know, because it's so hard. It might be the camera again, but I remember having this problem in Zelda games. But Zelda games let you center the camera behind you, so you could jump off a fucking ledge and not be angled the slightest bit, so that you accidentally overshoot the ledge, because the ledge is only a little square or a little rectangle. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like if you jump off a ledge in Zelda 64 at an angle, you are stuck in that angle and you are missing every fucking thing that you were trying to land on. Like, it gives you that camera for a purpose. But, like, I mean, that other snow level, the second one, what was it called? Snowy Mountain or some shit?
Yeah.
Where
the one with the big snowman head.
Yeah. Well, it's like shooting those fucking barriers, and a lot of shit you have to do is up on that mountain. It's shooting these barriers. You're in the snow. There's snowy slopes that you can't go over, and you have to triple jump at the perfect fucking time because they're just constantly coming at you. And we got fucking ganked by that shit for probably an hour.
Yeah.
Like just sitting there dicking around, like trying to hop over shit. And you're sliding and you can't stop sliding, and it shoots you into a fucking frozen lake where you just start dying. It's ridiculous on that one.
Yeah, and on all levels, whatever, except for that level, whenever you go into water and go underneath of it and come up, you heal all the way. But since that one's damages you, you don't even heal like the slightest.
Yeah. Meanwhile, there's like these weird enemies rolling around at the fucking back end of it where you're getting tossed the entire time. So that's fun to be terrified of constantly.
Yeah, those enemies are like super weird for a Mario game.
Yeah. Then we have, what is it? You discovered a mechanic neither of us ever knew about.
Yeah. Like the slide or some shit.
Yeah, you look like you vault over, like it looks like you put your hand down, like on a wall to vault over it, but there's no wall there, it's just the ground. You just like, hook, and slide.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking like baseball type shit.
Yeah, kinda. But, I just call it a vault because it always looks like he's vaulting over a fake wall before he slides. Like, it's strange. But yeah, we kicked the fuck out of dudes with that shit though.
Oh yeah.
Like broken.
Yeah. You like throw yourself a bit at the end. You move like, I don't know, maybe Mario's size at first. And then you slide for about like half of Mario's side. But that end slide takes like probably 2-3 times longer than the initial slide. So whenever you hit the boo, his iframes wear off while you're still inside of him, so that you continue to hit him.
Right. And it seems like his fucking hitbox is massive, man. Like a solid inch.
Yeah.
Like a solid inch outside of his body.
Yeah, he's just a giant cube.
Right. Yeah, so that was a pretty cool little trick we figured out. Well, you figured out. Didn't you say you looked up if it was actually in the inputs?
Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't
I
find
looked up the inputs, and it told me it was a move or whatever.
Did it say the actual name of it or anything? Like how you
It
got
was
the
like
long
the
jump?
slide or some shit.
Okay.
I don't know if it's ever mentioned in game though. Like the long jump and the backflip and the triple jump and the wall kick are.
Right, and that was another thing we thought about. The slide is not in any other Mario games. Neither is the long jump. And
Or the punch, you said.
yeah, there are no punches except for I think Odyssey. I think you might be able to punch in Odyssey, but maybe you just throw the hat. I think you just throw the hat. There's no punches. But yeah, they stopped him from being allowed to punch. So
What's your thoughts about the how like 2D Mario is like completely different than 3D Mario? Like there's none of the classic power ups and shit. Do you think this game would have been able to handle like even the two best power ups in the original Mario to me were the fire power, of course, and then there was a hammer brother power in the third one. That was awesome.
well, if you've ever played Castlevania 64 and you've thrown axes, it would end up being the same way as throwing a hammer. It's a good thing they didn't put that in. It's a very good thing they did. Because that is awful.
You know how fucked this game would be?
Right. I mean, I could understand the fireball, like, just shooting it across the ground, but, like, to toss something in an N64 game, Castlevania has proved, and that is why everybody hates it, that is just a terrible idea. I don't know, though. Like, I like the fact that there's two different ones, but now, in 3D Marios, they do put fireball and, like, Tanuki suit or cat suit, whatever the fuck. They do put shit like that in there. Maybe not fireball. But, they do put a lot of the other shit in it. It's like in the new Super Mario 3D World shit. It's those games that I'm pretty sure they put shit in. Yeah. But it's nothing.
Yes, I've mostly stuck with the old Mario games.
Yeah, if you toss anything, like I said before, if you toss anything, I think that should be in 3D so you know exactly where it's going to hit. Otherwise, it's just a nuisance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm just thinking this game would be like so much more complicated.
Mm-hmm.
And we'd lose one of my favorite mechanics where you surf on Koopa shells.
Yeah, we don't do that. And also, like, if you think about it, the cannons, look at the drop when you shoot the cannon.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
right.
Imagine throwing something.
They just boop.
Right. Just like hits the ground in front of you unless you got hold Z and tilt back and tilt the analog stick and then hit A. I feel like that's how they would make us do it, and it would be awful.
Probably.
Like lock yourself into place, like in Zelda kind of deal.
One of the biggest problems I had with this game, whenever I was a kid, and I still have it, is the getting out of water whenever there's like a square ledge that you have to jump on.
Tilt up and repeatedly tap A. Yeah.
Yeah, and you like swim out of the water for a little bit, but every once in a while you'll actually jump, and then you have to tilt the analog stick up or back while pressing the jump button, and then once you jump, you got to press forward, or you'll just go back into the water.
Yeah, it's very strange how they did everything, but that did just pop up in my head now that I thought about Zelda. If you had Z targeting, or if Castlevania had Z targeting, or this game, and they added those powers, I feel like that would be kind of dope. Like, it would make it viable. It'd be cool. I think it'd be alright.
Yeah, I love Z targeting in Ocarina of Time and in Zelda games.
It's so perfect.
Yeah.
You can straight up miss like a boomerang or an arrow shot though sometimes, even with Z targeting.
Yeah.
But that's just from enemies moving. So
makes more sense.
Right.
Another thing I wanted to bring up real quick was I feel like there's like a lack of enemies in this game.
Absolutely. I mean, I don't know. There is, but there's not. I always felt like there was an enemy or something that could kill me close by.
Yeah.
Like in the maze area. Well, some areas. Like TikTok Clock is just a level that kills you in itself. There's no enemies that I saw hardly at all in that. But like in the maze area, like Hazy Maze, there's fucking enemies everywhere. The level's poisoning you. Bomb on Battlefield, you're constantly running past shit, killing that it could come after you. But like nothing can actually like really cause you any sense of danger, if that makes sense.
Yeah, they do like 1 damage. It's more like lava is like the scariest thing in this game by far.
Or the most helpful thing.
Nah, dude, it does like a quarter of your health.
Well, it's like in the volcano level. Just hit the lava and skip over everything to get to this area. Because you just like launch 50 feet in the air and scream.
You miss it and then die.
Oh yeah, if you miss it, you definitely die. But that's another thing to bring up, though. Lives don't matter in this game. Like, at all.
Not really.
You just, if you die, you just start outside the castle and you go back to doing whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
Like, that's about it.
Yeah, it just starts you at the start menu and you just have to click your save. Not anything big. I think that's how Sunshine was too, wasn't it though? Or were there not lives in Sunshine?
There were lives, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, there were lives. You'd get a game over.
Yeah, see, they're so, like, useless.
Yeah, in 2D Mario's, it's very important to not die. It seems like, anyway. Especially, like, Super Mario World. It's like, oh, you're in Area 4, and there's 5 levels. If you die on the 5th level, you're pretty much going to start clear back at the beginning of that area. I think that's how that works. Yeah. You have to do all the levels.
I think that... I don't know if you have to do the level. I forget exactly how it is, but just moving through that whole map if you start at the beginning isn't more of a pain in the ass than it would be in 64.
Yeah. I need to like play more Super Mario Galaxy because, like, I don't know. I want to see how that one compares to Sunshine and 64 because I know I don't like it as much, that's for sure. Because the way they have the levels in the game set up is like you go into a world and you're just like giant on this tiny world. Basically, well, you're not giant, but you're literally walking across the Earth, like, or the planet you're on.
It's like a ball.
Yeah, and it's basically a ball, and then you're launching to other things that are in that quote unquote world, like another piece of planet or another this or that. I don't know. I try to like it so much just because, like, I like 3D Mario games, but that one's kind of rough for me to get into.
Makes me think of Katamari. Whenever you get like a real huge Katamari.
Yeah, that's fair.
What's that? Yeah.
But
I was thinking I was confusing that with that boiled octopus shit or the fried octopus.
That's calamari.
Yeah. Okay, I got it right then.
Yeah, graphics. I thought the game looked pretty solid. Just had some. You could see the angles to it. But I mean,
Oh yeah,
I had a lot of fun though. But like, it's not.
Mario.
What is it?
Mario's hat and gloves have like definite points on them. One thing I did find cool is that this game is obviously very primitive compared to now, but they put a lot of work into it. Like,
For sure.
Mario has a lot of forget what they would be called.
And
Like,
don't get it. Like, I do realize this is made back in the day. I just can really see the angles now compared to back then.
oh yeah,
Like, I feel like I should make that clear.
like for instance, there's a what's it called? That maze?
Hazy Maze?
Hazy Maze. Hazy Maze, I think, is the only place that has gas in it, and there's a unique animation for Mario when you're not moving in the gas. He covers his face.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't even realize or see it do that. But I remember you telling me.
Yeah, yeah, like a lot of games in that era probably even wouldn't have done that.
Right.
And then I don't think they have like idle animations for games, but not as much as they used to. I don't think.
No, like you lay down and shit in this game.
Yeah,
If you're just
if you idle with Mario in like the overworld, I guess even in a level, he just goes like, "I'm tired," and then he lays down and starts snoring.
right. Fucking. Oh, what does he do in the other? I think he does that in all the other Mario games. Just
Really?
goes to sleep. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just lays down. Just. This is also like the only Mario game where you can fuck with his face. It's like it has like a fun little thing you can do at the beginning before you press start. You have like these gloved hands and you can like pull and lock his face, like bend his nose and shit, and bring his ears out and move his face all fucked up and stretched out and shit. Just a fun little thing.
I forget which came first, but they had a Mario Party minigame where you had to make Mario's face look like a certain way. Or it would be like any character, I think. Because I think there was a Bowser one, too. Do you remember that one?
I think so, but I'm
It'd
pretty
be
sure.
like, here... Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, I'm pretty sure this came out when the N64 came out.
Yeah, I was thinking it inspired the Mario Party game.
Yeah, I could be wrong. There's I think no, Pilot Wings was the release one, I think, and then Mario like shortly after, maybe. I don't know. It had to come out super early for it, so. But
Yeah, you said it's one of the best selling.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it was bundled with the console at like certain game shops or whatever.
Yeah.
I forget like all my N64 sales knowledge that I used to have because I remember I used to know. Like I know Donkey Kong 64 came bundled with the Jungle Green one, but I don't know if Mario 64 came with anything.
Nah, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because, what was it? There was the one Donkey Kong game where you had to get the upgrade to your CPU or whatever.
Oh, yeah, with the Rumble Pack. Yeah.
Yeah.
Little red thing that you slotted in there.
Yeah.
But,
For some reason, me and my friends had, like, these fucking, like, crazy, like, myths about, like, what happened if you fucked with that thing. Or like, oh, if you start it, it'll shoot like sparks out of it and like explode.
What the
It's
fuck?
like, yeah.
Cut to Mike going in and trying that to see what happens.
Yeah. It's like, oh, really? It's like, well, I'm gonna get this out the only way I know how, which is with a butter knife.
Yep. Yep. Just shove a fork into the fucking open slot afterwards, see what happens. Let's talk a little bit about each level. Bomb on Battlefield. Fucking.
There's 15 levels, first off.
Yeah, there's 15 levels. And if you get all 120 stars, you get this cannon to open up, and it shoots you at the top of the castle, and you meet Yoshi up there, or some shit like that. I have never done that.
I think that's a myth.
I don't know. I was reading about it yesterday again. They were like, yeah, you get it. He just appears for some dialogue. Like, he's just like, oh, yeah, you did it, and gives you like 100 lives or some shit like that.
That might be the DS version inspired by the myth.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Yeah, because you can even play as Luigi in the DS version.
Nice.
So
it's just a palette swap, right?
No, I think it's actually Luigi. I don't know. That's what I was reading about it. Because I was like, wait, you can play as Luigi in Mario 64? It's like, Mario 64 DS you can. And then it showed, like, a picture of him.
Because Luigi's supposed to be able to jump higher than Mario is.
Yeah. Lanky motherfucker. But Bomb Battlefield. Pretty basic level. It's like the opening level, besides the castle. It's like the first one you go to. And it's like, hey, check out all this fucking shit in this big-ass world and what we can do with this game. And I thought it was pretty sick. Also has my favorite music in it.
Yeah, it's a pretty big area. It's got, say, about like 3-4 areas to it. There's the mountain. There's this little bank area where you get shot with little bubble things. The Chain Chomp area with the bombs, and there's a Koopa over there. I found out I was in Tiny Huge World, but our land, and I found out the Koopas couldn't hurt you.
Oh yeah, whenever you're big, you can just step on them.
No, I was just the same size as the Koopa, and I tried to get it to run into me a bunch of times, and it did, and it just pushed me out of the way.
Huh, that's weird. The fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like a big-ass battlefield with bombs coming down, and good bombs and bad bombs and cannons. Pretty cool level.
There's no like craters. It doesn't feel like a battlefield. It feels like a meadow with a mountain.
I just felt it like a fortress, which is funny because the next level, well, one of the next levels is Big Thwomp's Fortress or some shit. Thwomp Fortress.
Yeah, Thwomp Fortress, I think.
Yeah, and that doesn't feel like a fortress. I just feel like I'm just climbing another mountain.
Yeah, that area is pretty small in comparison to the first.
Yeah, it's very simple. I don't know. But you're just climbing, and there's a big Thwomp up there, and it's also the only place you see Thwomps.
Yeah, there's a lot of since you're like this floating mountain in the sky, there's a lot of opportunity for you to fall to your death.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to yell at my dogs.
Oh, good.
Did you hear that?
No.
Oh, okay. Fucking. Yeah, I just had to mute myself and scream at him. But, anyway, there's, the Jolly Roger Bay. I'll just talk about both of them, because it's, that, and Bowser's Submarine, or Deep Deep Blue, whatever the fuck it's called. Those two water levels are so annoying, in the fact that you have to constantly swim somewhere, or wait for an eel to come out, or doing, like, insane small platforming. I don't know.
Yeah, I've died on that eel so many times in the past.
Yeah, you have to just sit there and wait for it to come out of the sunken ship.
Yeah, and when it's in the hole in the wall, for the, can the eel come out and play? Or, that might be the same level you're talking about. But, the one where it's in the hole is a pain in the ass, because you gotta get up there, wait by the hole, the eel pops out, looks both directions, and it can hurt you, and then you gotta swim into its tail while it's going away, and it can hurt you there too.
Yeah, that's the Deep Blue one, not Jolly Roger.
Yeah,
and, I remember that.
If you your breathing meter, instead of being like its own thing, is just your health bar. So if you get hurt on top of while you're like really far underwater, it's like very detrimental. And what was it? At certain points, if you fuck it up, you'll have to just go for the star and hope you don't drown before you get it.
Right. Yeah, I remember doing that as a kid, and I've only done that star like one time, I think, in my life. Just because I was like, I kind of forgot about that level, and I hated that level. I don't know, I hate both of those water levels. I think it's cool because there's pirate ship, but besides that, I just think they're kind of poorly done, I guess.
Yeah, I was always afraid of water levels, and especially when I was younger. And the only reason why I played these levels a lot is because they're the earliest levels. They're easiest to get stars from. And the last two levels are just like the worst levels, in my opinion.
Yeah. I refused to like ever play Rainbow Ride. Just because you're constantly just sitting on a fucking carpet dodging things, and if you fall off at some point, you're just gonna die for the most part.
Yeah.
Because you just dropped to your
And the
death.
carpet disappears if you're off it too long.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that even happens. Fuck that.
Yeah.
And fucking TikTok clock, there's a trick where if you wait for the hands to hit, as soon as they both hit midnight, you fucking jump in and time stops, and that makes that whole level like 10 times easier. Because if you don't do it, you could end up, like, depending on where those hands land, you could have, and I think this is pretty neat and innovative. It could be sped up, it could be slowed down, it could just be standstill normal, or it could be just time stop.
Yeah.
And just stopping time just makes the whole level like a fucking breeze, essentially.
Well, we didn't get all the stars, so it might be, I think it's impossible to get some of the stars if it's on stop.
I don't know. Well, how many did we get? 4 or 5 out of 6?
Yeah, something like that.
Red coins, that one at the top, the one underneath of the one that is up at the top, and I think something else, but I could be wrong.
Oh, okay. If you're on the fastest speed, I think it's just impossible.
It's insane. Yeah, I remember doing that before I knew that little trick. I would always just jump in there and be like, "How is any of this possible at all?" That level is just hard in general, but I do think it's neat, a neat concept.
Rainbow Ride is just like, let's throw some shit to sit in space.
Right. Like you were talking about, what is it, Little Big World? What's it called?
Tiny Huge Land or something.
Yeah, that's another
Little Big World. Little Big World is that,
the worst level in the game.
Remember Sackboy?
Yeah.
That's what that's from.
Oh, okay. No, I thought you were gonna say it was the name of that one, the painting with the fucking water spider on it, with the water changing.
Nah, that's Wet Dry World.
Wet Dry World, in my opinion, is like the worst fucking level in the game. I hate that world so much.
Yeah. Those dustpan fucking things that I thought they just had big Mr. Popo lips. I didn't know that they were smiling too.
Yeah, and they make facial expressions. You have to use them to toss you up to the upper levels, and trying to get close to them, they're on you, so you have to get close and like line it up. It's just a pain in the ass because you're constantly moving from like 4 or 5 different points on the map to raise or lower the water level. And that's how you get stars for the most part, is you have to fuck with that mechanic.
Yeah, and if you, whenever the dustpan dudes throw you up, there's only the one direction they throw you is good. The other directions, you won't hit the ledge and you'll just get hurt. You'll take fall damage.
Or fall clear to the bottom and have to start everything all over.
Yeah. And, whenever you get thrown up to the next ledge, sometimes your recovery time to get up from this throw is way too long. It gives the other dustpan thing on the next level enough time to go all the way over to you and wait for you to finish your animation, and then once your animation's over, it throws you.
Yeah, I struggle with that thing where I'm just like, hurry up and get up. Just get up.
Yeah.
I hate that fucking world. But Tiny Huge Land, The concept is super cool, and I like it a lot.
Yeah.
Basically, you can jump in a small picture and be huge in the world, or jump in a big picture and everything is huge compared to you. And you have to go through the level changing your size.
Yeah, there's green pipes throughout the level that help you change.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool concept. How'd you like that one?
I like it. They're, see, my biggest problem with platformers has always been the It's to Death ball. And so that has this in it a good amount.
Yeah, a couple other levels have it as well. What's the Snowy Mountain? Or is it there's two snow levels. One's like Snowman's Land and the other one's Snowy Mountain.
Something like that.
I guess we'll just start with, what is it, Snowy Mountain. That fucking, the penguin one. That's the one I'm trying to think of. But they're both like close. Cool Mountain and Snowy something. I don't know. Fuck. One has penguins that you race in it, which is a very annoying race if you try to go faster than you're supposed to. And that whole level is just going down a huge mountain and going back up the big ass mountain. Because you're trying to roll like a snowman down to his head and he has to hit the head, and it's hard to target that on there. Or bring a baby penguin down to the mom penguin, clear at the bottom, which also has a fake penguin down there that is not its kid and it's just motherless.
Yeah, there's a bunch. There's like 3 or 4 that are over the level.
Or if you miss a red coin, you're gonna have to be all over the fucking mountain. It's not too bad though.
Teleporters all over the place make it easier.
Yeah.
They'll be they're like rope bridges. Somehow they're like the middle or the end is gone and it's still standing. I don't know how that works, but you just walk to the end of the rope bridge, stand there for a few seconds, and it'll teleport you.
Yeah, it is lazy in the fact, if I'm remembering correctly anyway, that 2 of the stars are racing a penguin, and one's just a rematch. In Mario Sunshine, they do the same thing with, like, repeatedly making you race this one dude with a pinata head on him. So.
Well, he replaced Koopa the Quick.
Yeah. You also do race Koopa in Bomb-On Battlefield, so.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just like the most random thing.
Somewhere else.
Yeah, there is. I think there is another level where you race him, but we didn't do it. We didn't get all the stars. We got enough to beat the game, and we got to play every level. That was kind of the goal.
Yeah, there was only 2 levels that we like got all the stars on. We completed most of the levels. We just didn't get the 100 coin star on. We only got it on 2 levels.
You did that. I am not doing that shit. I hate collecting shit like that. But at least they give you more than 100
on certain levels.
What's that?
Yeah, it's so easy on certain levels. Like the first level, what is it? What would it be called? The first star? Yeah. You I think you can get over 100. So it's not that hard. I think there's another star where you can get like close to 150.
Yeah, because you had like 112 coins on one level. I remember that.
Yeah.
The other snow level, it fucking has like this big snow head like we were talking about before, and like the first star is you have to get up to the top of it while it's trying to blow on you with a big-ass penguin that you have to walk right next to shield you from the blast. And if you get hit by the blast, it's very annoying because just getting up there in general is super dumb. It just shoots all those big and small slants at you while you're trying to fight your way up to the ledge.
Yeah, it's like 3 little ones and then a big one.
Yeah, and if you fly off, you have to do it all over again, and it's a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
We only got like 4 or 5. I think we only got like 3 or 4 stars in that one.
We got Bully the Bully, the Deep Freeze one.
The red coins.
And then red coins one?
Did we? I thought you did it.
I got this one where, there's that frozen pool. There's the two flower enemies in the water. Whenever you jump on the flower enemies, they propel you in the air and you like spin around.
Yeah.
You put your arm, you like T-pose and spin around. And
Yeah,
you can use that to get to this ledge where you just get a star in a box.
Yeah, I totally forgot that they reused the Bully one. You have like this frozen ball with an angry face and horns on it, and he just tries and smacks you off the ledge.
Yeah, I think the difference is the other bullies on the lava level are black and have two horns, and this one is blue and has the one horn, I think.
Yeah, something like that. But that brings me to it's one of my favorite levels. It's the volcano level. It's down in the basement. It has like a fire demon face on it. It's pretty cool. You go in there and it's all lava, and all the platforms are like sinking, or they tilt, or they slide out from underneath you, and lava everywhere. But yeah, you have to fight a big bully like that there, and you have to do another one where it's called Bully the Bullies. You have to fight 3 little ones, and then a big one shows up, and then you fight him. So they just kind of reuse the same concept 3 times throughout the game for that.
Yeah.
But you showed the fucking cool little cheap ass way to beat the roller one. There's like this big rolling log that you have to like roll across the lava to get to this thing, and Mike just throws on a fucking wing cap and flies, hits some fire, and lands over on the star for it.
Yeah, if on that level, instead of going the way you're supposed to, if you go the opposite way and just long jump off that edge, you land on a little island that has a hat block on it.
Yeah, down in the there's also a volcano that you can jump down, and it's like a whole other part of the level. There's a couple stars in there you can get, like an elevator challenge where you're just staying on a block, jumping on shit to get up onto other shit. Like you're just climbing out of the volcano.
Yeah, there's 2 paths and you have to climb up. I think one's has the pole things that you climb up, and the other's the elevator one.
Yeah, I think you did the poles and I did the elevator, which like puts poles there too. Like I fell off the first time because I forgot that you're supposed to jump on this.
Yeah, that was funny, dude. It's like, it was so obvious too. You're on this platform and it's like going around this pole if you like once, and then it just like goes away from
just
it.
Drops. My thought was it's just going to take me around the pole and go up. That's what I thought was supposed to happen.
Yeah, I get you.
There's
a was it in the maze place? There's an annoying one. The red coins one. You have to ride a bunch of elevators, and that's pretty annoying.
Yeah, it has like let's talk about that hazy maze. It has a Loch Ness monster in the basement, and it has the hidden metal cap challenge thing where you can get red coins and get a star while also activating the metal cap. It's like this giant green button. There's three of them in the game. The wing cap one by looking at the sun or the sky and the main.
Once you get 10 stars, there'll be a beam of light that comes in the sun thing on the ground. You have to look up into the beam of light.
Yeah, and the metal cap one is hidden in hazy maze behind a door that you have to use the Loch Ness monster to jump onto. Where's the
whenever you get into the basement with the fire level, there is a door that takes you to this room that's filled with water and has 2 platforms sticking up out of the water. You have to butt pound those platforms, and it will drain the moat around the castle. And then you walk out into the moat, and there's a little hole in the ground by the waterfall. And you go in there, and that's the Inviso Cap.
Yeah, I saw you. I think I went to go take a piss or something, but I came back and you were in the Inviso level. I was like, I forgot how you fucking even got in there. Yeah. The castle itself.
That one, dude.
Yeah, the castle itself is basically a giant level full of secrets. But before that, though, I was gonna say something about Dry World. Yeah, that's like a whole thing with like the volcano world and Dry Desert or whatever it is. it has birds and shit that fucking try to take your hat, and you have to get on top of these pyramids, and there's quicksand that'll insta-kill you. But there's a pyramid in the middle, and when you go inside of that, that's a whole nother world as well.
Yeah, pretty neat.
Yeah, I like the desert. It's just, with those blocks, that's like the only pathway you can go unless you fly. But it seems like the whole one side of the level is just smushed together. You know?
A lot of these levels, like you'll have the like Bob-omb Battlefield type level where it's like a like decent sized area, and then you have other levels where you're just like a little piece of land floating in the sky.
Right. It's like we're running out of room here. We got to cut some shit.
Yeah, they're like more condensed and wrapping on themselves.
Yeah, the what is it, like Hazy Maze had it's like everywhere. That is a big ass fucking level. There's like a maze filled with poison gas, fucking the Loch Ness Monster shit, the elevator riding thing, all the shit to get to all that shit, and all the elevators. Yeah, I used to get lost in there all the time.
Yeah, you said you got lost in Boo's Mansion too.
Yeah, Boo's Mansion. I think that's the only other level we haven't talked about, besides the Bowser ones. But the mansion, I don't know, man. That's a cool ass level, and it's a giant level too. Yeah, you can go like down to the merry-go-round or go onto the top, or fucking you have to fight bookcases and like books that shoot out of the fucking thing, and there's invisible walls and shit that you go through. It's basically a fun house.
On the first level, I think, of the house, most of the rooms there, actually I think even the upper level, they're like trap doors and pits and shit. And if you fall in them, you fall into the basement, into Boo's merry-go-round.
Yeah, and you also have to know how to wall kick, and you need the Invisicap, I think, to complete everything in that level.
Yeah.
That's what I figured out with the wall kick. I would slightly bounce off if I tapped A, but if I held A when I fucking kicked off the pillar, it would launch me. Yeah. But it is pretty lame, though, because that part of it where you have to go out on the balcony, you have to kill a big Boo on this tiny little shit piece of land up top. It's just like this tiny balcony. You have to kill him there, and then you have to long jump to one of the other parts of the roof, and then you're in like 2D style, and you can't fuck with the camera, and you could easily fall off the back. That kept happening to me. I fell off the back of the house a million times. It doesn't kill me, it's just really pisses me off that I gotta go all the way back up there, wall kick, get up there again, roll around. Like, yeah, pretty annoying. But I do love that level, because it's just a level full of little secrets. So it's fun.
I think there's a way to get on the roof with the, there's a box by the shack that it's one of those jumping boxes.
Yeah.
I think you can get on the roof with that.
Oh yeah, I remember you trying to show me that. You did kind of almost get to the top.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't doubt it. But yeah, let's talk about the castle though, because the castle itself is just a fun ass. It's just a giant big world, also filled with secrets, like the moat thing to drain, like the 2 pillars to get the moat drained to get to the invisible cat, and there's like hidden little squares that are kind of off camera unless you look up. You have to jump up in there, and it's like a secret way to get a star, or it's a stained glass picture that you jump in and do a big ass slide down to get another star. I like shit like that.
Yeah, it was fun. That first slide is actually fun, and then like the other 2 slides are kind of hard. If I'm remembering it right, there's 2 more.
Yeah, there's plenty of secret things I think you can get. Can you get 100 coins in that level? Like in the castle?
I'm not sure. I don't think you can.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like there would be enough. But there's the basement, the outside, the middle level, the upstairs, and then there's another upstairs.
There's 2 coins underneath the bridge for the moat, and I've never understood why they're there or how to get them.
You probably got to swim and then just like jump.
Maybe that would make sense because they're like right underneath the bridge, and there's one on each side of the bridge, and it's like, okay.
Yeah, I've always seen those too, but I don't think I ever hit them either. But I used to explore the castle like itself a lot. Like there's a big graveyard.
I don't know why there's even coins in the overworld to begin with.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's no enemies.
Yeah, and everybody is. There's also 3 Bowser levels, and they're basically meant to be kind of 2D-ish and force you into like 2D-ish with a little 3D at the same time, and you really got to fuck with your camera a lot. But like, there's just shit falling off from underneath you, long jumps you got to do. Like, you got to know what you're doing to get through them, but they're not like super hard or anything.
The first one has the what is it? A lot of those ball things that electrocute you.
Yeah, I hate those. To fight Bowser in this game, at the end of every one of those levels, you have to run around him, grab him by the tail, swing him around, and throw him into these spiked explosive balls. Which used to be a lot harder, I remember. But I don't think it's that bad now either. And you can just straight cheese
we had a hell of a time.
Huh?
We had a hell of a time, what do you mean? It was harder.
Like, back then I couldn't even hit a fucking ball.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't feel like I had too tough of a time, but I realized you could also cheese it by just barely throwing him closer and closer to an edge, and just running and grabbing his tail and being like, you just like lock him up to where he can't do shit.
And on the third Bowser, every Bowser for some reason is one hit bomb. I think after you fight the first one, the bomb that you use doesn't respawn for the second battle. I think that's how it is.
Yeah, I think that's how it is.
Third battle, after you hit him twice, he knocks all of the edges off of the board, so you can't do that anymore.
Yeah, and you're standing on like a smaller platform that's in the shape of a star. And in the second one, he slams the ground to where the level just turns into a slant, and you slide to him, and then he'll just try to breathe fire on you and shit like that.
Oh, you'll just fall off the edge and die.
Yeah. And also the third Bowser, he has this attack where he just sprays like fire all over the place, and there's blue fire that jumps around.
Yeah, that was crazy. First time I've seen that.
Yeah, they basically all have different, kind of like different looks in the world and different attacks. But yeah,
I think Bowser is like super ugly in this game.
Yeah, he is.
You can like see his eyelids.
Yeah,
they're weird.
Yeah, I was just about to say he looks like he's stoned, and he's I don't know. His face is too like ovalish, like the other way, like wide oval, like horizontal oval. I don't know. It's weird. He looks like fat too. Like his face just looks ridiculously fat compared to his body. I don't know.
I get that.
But whenever you win, you go down to the entrance to the castle, and Princess Peach is like, "Let's make a cake for Mario," and kisses him on the nose, and that's the end of that game.
And then Mario, there's like a picture of something. What was the picture of? You remember? Like the end.
Oh yeah, it looked like Super Mario RPG style graphics of a cake, like a realistic looking cake-ish kind of deal, and like toy looking Mario and Peach on top of it, I think.
And then Mario's like, "Thank you for playing my game."
Yeah, thank you for playing my game. I love that shit. It's funny. But yeah, I liked, that was definitely fun replaying that game. Having a couple beer skis, just chilling.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. It was pretty good.
Yeah. Would you say it is one of the greatest games of all time, though? Like, what do you think? I still hate
Rainbow Road, or Rainbow Ride a lot.
Yeah. I don't even know if I've ever gotten a star in that world, truthfully.
I have beaten that place and got all the stars. I got all 100 coins on that.
Fuck you. Fuck no.
Yeah, you want to talk about fucking hard and annoying? It's like, what is it? There's like 3 or 4 paths that lead to different ends of the level. So you got to go through the one that has the most coins, and then try to go through the one that has the second most coins, and try to get 100 coins before you have to go through all of the level.
Right. Yeah, fuck that. So we have given ourselves, by doing this, 2 extra weeks to finish Dragon Quest. But our next one has to be an anime, and since we'll just go on with the pick. Do you know what anime you want to do for the show, or do you just want to just come out randomly next week?
I want to do Gantz.
You want to do Gantz, the movie or the show?
The show.
Okay. So
I couldn't find the movie on Crunchyroll. There are 26 episodes in season 1, though, so.
Alright, I guess I'm watching 26 episodes. Yeah, I'll do it, I don't care. I mean, I have nothing but time to do it, so. Like, they gave me 2 extra hours of my life back at work, so I'm cool, man.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah. Alright, guys, we'll catch you later.
Thank you for watching my show.
Thank you so much for playing my game.